United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres ignited global discussions with his impactful speech at the 16th BRICS Summit in Kazan, Russia. Guterres took the stage with a powerful message that resonated deeply with the audience. He emphasized that no single group and no single country can act alone or in isolation. This statement set the tone for his address and highlighted the necessity of global unity in confronting shared challenges. So what do you think he meant by that? Let's explore. You won't believe what Guterres said next. Chapter 1. A Call for Global Unity. In his speech, Guterres articulated a vision where collaboration is essential. He stressed that we are facing unprecedented challenges that require a united response from all nations. It takes a community of nations, he declared, working as one global family to address global challenges. This call for unity struck a chord with many attendees who recognized that issues such as climate change, poverty, and conflict cannot be solved by any single country acting alone. What do you think about the idea of global unity? Guterres outlined several critical areas demanding immediate attention. He pointed out that rising conflicts threaten global stability and that climate change is wreaking havoc on ecosystems and communities. Furthermore, he highlighted persistent inequalities, undermining development efforts, and exacerbating poverty in many regions. He also addressed the debt crisis faced by vulnerable country S and the growing digital divide hampering progress in developing nations. Chapter 2. Addressing Global Conflicts. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful moments in Guterres' direct appeal for peace in conflict zones worldwide. He called for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, urging humanitarian aid to reach those affected without hindrance. His plea extended beyond Gaza. He also emphasized the need for peace in Ukraine, Sudan, and Lebanon. "We need peace in Gaza with an immediate ceasefire," he asserted firmly. This urgent call for peace resonated deeply amidst escalating tensions globally. Guterres' insistence on addressing these conflicts head-on showcased his commitment to fostering dialogue and finding peaceful solutions. He underscored that these conflicts cause immense human suffering, destabilize entire regions, and have far-reaching implications for global security. His remarks were particularly timely given the backdrop of ongoing violence and humanitarian crises affecting millions worldwide. By highlighting these issues during such a high-profile summit like BRICS, Guterres aimed to galvanize support from member nations to take concrete steps toward conflict resolution. Chapter 3. The Economic Landscape. Shifting gears from conflict resolution to economic stability, Guterres addressed the pressing need for reforming the international financial system. He described the system as outdated and ineffective in supporting vulnerable countries facing economic hardships exacerbated by debt crises. His call for reform was particularly relevant given rising economic inequalities globally. What are your thoughts on financial reform? Guterres proposed several key reforms aimed at creating a more equitable financial architecture. He stressed that countries drowning in debt need their loans restructured to allow them some breathing room to recover economically. Furthermore, he advocated for increased mobilization of public and private resources to support vital investments in developing nations. The Secretary General's assertion that the international financial architecture needs comprehensive reform resonated with many leaders who recognized that economic stability is crucial for peace and development. By advocating for a more inclusive financial framework, Guterres aimed to empower developing countries and ensure they have access to necessary resources for sustainable growth. His proposals were not just theoretical, they were grounded in a deep understanding of the challenges faced by many nations struggling under heavy debt while trying to invest in their future. Chapter 4. Climate Change and Sustainable Development. Now let's dive into one of the most urgent topics on everyone's mind, climate change. Guterres raised this issue with great urgency during his speech at BRICS. He pointed out alarming statistics indicating that fewer than 1/5 of the Sustainable Development Goals are currently on track due to environmental degradation. This stark reality underscores the pressing need for collective action against climate change. How can we better address climate change together? Guterres called for increased investment in green technologies and sustainable practices as essential steps toward achieving these goals. He stated emphatically, "We must also recognize the importance of South-South cooperation, emphasizing that collaboration among developing nations is vital for addressing climate challenges effectively." His remarks resonated with many leaders at the summit who understand that environmental sustainability is intertwined with economic stability and social equity by framing climate action as an urgent necessity and an opportunity for innovation. Guterres inspired attendees to consider how they could contribute to this global effort. Moreover, his emphasis on sustainable development highlighted an important truth: addressing climate change is not just about reducing emissions. It's about creating resilient economies capable of thriving despite environmental challenges. Guterres' call for action reflected an understanding that climate change affects everyone, but disproportionately impacts vulnerable populations who often lack the resources to adapt. Chapter 5: The Digital Divide. In today's digital age, technology plays a crucial role in shaping our future, and Guterres addressed this head-on. He highlighted another pressing issue: the growing digital divide threatens to exacerbate existing inequalities. He called for an independent international scientific panel on artificial intelligence governance to explore frameworks ensuring equitable access to technology. What role do you think technology plays in our future? Guterres stated clearly, "We call for options for innovative financing for AI capacity building in developing countries." This initiative aims to facilitate capacity building and address ethical concerns surrounding AI deployment across different regions. The Secretary General's focus on technology highlighted its potential as a tool for progress and a source of division if left unchecked. By advocating for inclusive technological development, Guterres sought to bridge gaps that could hinder progress in various sectors. His remarks struck a chord with many attendees. They recognized that unequal access to technology can hinder development efforts in poorer nations. This inequality also exacerbates existing disparities within societies. Guterres' call for equitable access ensures that all countries benefit from technological advances. This approach prevents any nation from being left behind. Chapter 6: Strengthening Multilateralism. As Guterres continued his address, he pointed towards a new era of multilateralism. Logically, a concept he urged BRICS nations to embrace fully as they navigate complex global challenges together. He referenced September's Summit of the Future as a roadmap for advancing peace, sustainable development, and human rights globally. The Secretary General emphasized how multilateralism is essential for addressing shared challenges and enhancing cooperation among nations through collective decision-making processes, reflecting diverse interests, and promoting shared goals. Guterres stated confidently, "The Pact for the Future charted a course to strengthen multilateralism, calling on BRICS members specifically to turn words into action rather than mere rhetoric about cooperation without follow-through." His call resonated deeply with leaders present, who understand that collaborative efforts are crucial in addressing shared challenges effectively. Whether those challenges are related to security threats or environmental degradation impacting all corners of our planet. Chapter 7: The Power of Youth. A notable aspect of Guterres' address was his acknowledgement of youth as vital agents of change in tackling global issues. He stated that the youth are not just future leaders, they are today's leaders. This recognition is crucial as young people increasingly mobilize issues such as climate justice, social equity, and human rights. What role do you think youth should play in shaping our future? By empowering youth voices within BRICS countries and beyond, Guterres emphasized that innovative solutions often come from those who will inherit these challenges. His call encourages governments to invest more significantly in education and opportunities that enable young people to contribute meaningfully to society. This focus on youth engagement reflects an understanding that today's young people are more connected than ever before through technology and social media platforms. They are equipped with tools necessary for advocacy and driving tangible change within their communities. making their involvement essential if we are serious. Chapter 8. Cultural Diplomacy. Guterres also touched upon the importance of cultural exchange among BRICS nations. He emphasized that these exchanges foster understanding and cooperation. He remarked, "Cultural diplomacy is essential. It builds bridges where walls exist." This statement highlights how cultural initiatives can help soften political tensions. They enhance mutual respect among diverse populations. By promoting cultural awareness through educational programs and exchanges between member states, such initiatives could help dispel misconceptions about different cultures. They foster greater appreciation among people across borders. Ultimately, this contributes to more peaceful coexistence within our increasingly interconnected world today. Cultural diplomacy serves as an invaluable tool within BRICS and globally. It allows us all opportunities to engage meaningfully with one another beyond mere politics. This creates spaces where dialogue flourishes instead of conflict reigning supreme. Chapter 9. The Role of Women in Global Leadership. Another critical point raised by Guterres was the need for greater representation of women in leadership roles across all sectors globally. He emphasized that empowering women is essential for achieving gender equality and driving sustainable development forward. Why do you think women's leadership matters? By increasing female participation at decision-making tables, we can ensure diverse perspectives shape policies impacting everyone. This applies to both governments and international organizations. Guterres' call aligns with broader movements advocating gender equality worldwide. When women lead, communities thrive. Investing resources into education and training programs, specifically targeting young girls, is crucial. This will pave pathways toward equitable futures filled with opportunity. Chapter 10. The Impact on Global Governance. Guterres' speech raises important questions about its implications for global governance structures moving forward. As emerging economies like those represented by BRICS gain prominence, they challenge traditional power dynamics. This affects existing institutions such as the United Nations or World Bank. His emphasis on multilateralism suggests a shift towards more inclusive decision-making processes. In this new paradigm, diverse voices matter equally, not just those from established powers. This could pave new pathways toward equitable solutions. These solutions could address long-standing issues faced by developing nations today. As we consider these possibilities, it becomes clear how crucial it is for all stakeholders to be involved. This includes governments and civil society organizations. They must actively participate in shaping this evolving landscape together. Guterres' address reminds us that while we may come from different backgrounds or hold varying beliefs about how best to achieve progress, it is our shared humanity that binds us together. It is this unity that will ultimately lead us forward into an uncertain future filled with promise and peril. Thank you so much for tuning into our analysis today. If you found this video insightful or have any thoughts you'd like to share regarding Guterres' speech or its implications, please leave your comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoy it and subscribe for more content like this.